Hello everyone, my name is Udoka Ibiok. I'll be going over the procurement management plan. So in preparing this plan, the first step was to establish the procurement authority between the project manager and the procurement department, basically to sort out what the responsibilities of both parties would be during the procurement process. Then establish some procurement assumptions and constraints. One of the assumptions that we used was that no make or buy analysis was required for this plan because we didn't see any feasible means of making any of the product components that we'll be utilizing for this project. In addition to that, also we assumed that no insurance or bonding requirements were necessary just due to the scope and nature of this project. And we decided to go with a unit price contract for this procurement, relying solely on the amount of labor units being clearly stated and the hourly charges for resources that will be utilized, human resources, and also for materials, the unit price for materials that we'll be utilizing for this project. Then we established some selection criteria, which will be put up here shortly, and it's put together some weights for those criteria, and we'll be going with those weights to determine how to pick the contractors and to award contract. Then of course we developed some standard procurement documents that will be utilized during the procurement process. So the next phase was actually conducting the procurement, which involves requesting bids, requests for bids and proposals, evaluating the bids based on the pre-established criteria that we have, issuing purchase requisitions. The project manager is responsible for that. Clarification of terms and of the contracts on both sides, procurement department and the contractors, the issuing of purchase orders, and then invoicing and payments. Then once the contracts are awarded, now comes the administrative part of it, ensuring that the work breakdown structure for both the contractor and for the project team is integrated so there is no misunderstanding anywhere during execution. And also scheduling, making sure that the contractor scheduling is in tune with the project schedule, so there are no delays on delivery of resources or performance of work. Then documentation, there is a list of documents that the contractors have to provide, and also a list of standard procurement documents that the procurement department has also that must be completed as part of the procurement process. Then the change management process has been laid out as well for any changes during the procurement process, changes in pricing, changes in units, and things of that sort should all be done according to the change management procedure. And finally, performance reporting is established with the contractor on a periodic basis. The contractors have to provide performance reports for how much work they have completed versus how much work was planned. And then the final portion of this is actually closing procurement. And basically what this involves is the registration of receipts, actually receiving resources, or be it labor resources or material resources, and documenting those, and verification of invoices versus purchase orders. And document retention is very important as well. I believe the procurement department has a document retention policy which must be followed in retaining all the documents, all the procurement documents for all the materials and resources. And then a lessons learned folder which will contain all the information, all the lessons that we've learned during the procurement process. And finally, a revision of the procurement procedures and our policies according to the lessons learned.